Warning. Following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Ooh, that was awesome.
You know what's weird? Seeing that, because that is like kind of various landscapes around my house, just seeing like the progression of the house. Because that greenhouse, there's now like a fucking chicken run back there, and it's all chickens and shit like that. So it's funny.
Well, now that we are live, folks, yes, we are live streaming once again here on, of course, I hope all of you are going to be meeting us here down in the man cave, in your man cave. Yes, it's been one hell of a hot week for a lot of us out there, and I'm sure if there's any of you fine folks out there that live in Texas or have know anyone that lives in Texas, yeah, I can't tell you how devastating it is just hearing about it alone. So our hearts definitely go out to you guys out there, and hopefully we can start hearing some good news about that, because whenever I complain about the weather around here, I feel like a complete ass compared to what everybody else is going with on down there. So
yes, I've heard sporadic little pieces from it, but absolutely feel bad for those people. I mean, that's horrible. I've only heard certain things, but it sounds awful.
Yes, we've got somebody here so far with us. Hey boys, hope you have a good weekend. Yeah, it's been a productive. My weekend has been productive. But before I ask Chris W, how is your weekend doing? You can more or less, of course, fill us in there in the chat room. And Chris, I'm going to be really selfish right now before I ask you. Of course,
Yep.
If I can figure out how to do this again, because I have to get into this real quick. And of course, W, you can also add in as soon as I find the right button here, because I got this screen way too small. It's like I'm trying to find a way to kill time here as I find the right button. And here we go.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, get it out the way. Hang on. I got to go pee.
What the fuck you drinking?
Remember that?
Yeah. I got to start it off early, folks, because I think it'll help not only the topic in mind, because I got to thinking, what could we all talk about here, since a lot of us are horror fans, the psychological, the fears and whatnot. And I'll start it off pretty simple, but I think we'll all have fun with this, the psychological damages and fears and what just brings us in when it comes to these damn horror films. But Chris, seriously, and everyone out there right now who's watching, who's part of this, what the fuck are you drinking?
So starting it with Imperial Geezer, more War Pigs, the good shit. I think we should do a run. Let's just every, week, if we're doing a live or we're doing an episode, we're just going to keep doing War Pigs until maybe we'll count it down, like on Instagram when they say day 165 of drinking War Pigs, until they give us a sponsorship.
Yeah, really. I mean, I've got the little geezer that you've advised.
Give us that sponsorship.
Yes. Getting that sponsorship going on with some War Pigs. It's out of Munster, Indiana. And of course, Geezer, which Geezer Butler will get a chance to meet at Horror Hound weekend coming up in September. And this is the little, and I had already a sip of it. And man, I'll tell you what, of course, I probably won't see it as much, but then again, sponsor. I'd like to get some more of this.
That is right. That little geezer's good.
I like
Imperial's good too. I enjoy it. And then we're gonna go with Middle West Napoleon. cast strength. Middle West is out of Columbus. To be selfish, a little bit of Ohio liquor.
I'm sure you've got some Columbus stories to share here real soon. But yes, I noticed here that you're, of course, avoiding the Georgia heat. Yeah, it's been I bitched last summer with the heat, and this year it's like, stop it. I thought we were gonna have a mild summer this year. Boy, was I wrong with that one. Uh-oh.
Buddy.
I should turn that microphone
That
off.
is delicious. Are you having a sidecar?
Yeah, I have to, especially after this heat.
Dude. That is phenomenal.
Crap.
Soft notes of apple, pear, and baking spices. It's a double barrel for anyone that's curious. Damn, that's good.
I'm just going with some Jameson. Sponsorships. I'm going with this triple. Just nothing is, I'll tell you what. If I could hear right now a little bit of cold as ice, it wouldn't be cold enough for me right now. I swear to God, I went to go see the new Superman out there, and I'll share my thoughts on it here in a little bit. And the damn theater wasn't cold enough for me.
When you said cold as ice, all I can think of is Dave Chappelle.
Cold as ice.
You are cold as ice.
Fuck
your couch.
Speaking of, with the psychological, the whole horror thing, the whole what brings us back, what thrills us. When I was a little kid, it was like way before MTV existed, there was some type of video that had that song there with Foreigner. And it just maybe it was the people that I was around, because back then part of molding someone was to mess with them. I don't care how old you were, but probably they don't do that anymore because people are, certain generations too sensitive this day and age. But back in my day, you were supposed to mold them. And that means if you had to scare the, what out of them, then just do it. So, I remember hearing that song in the background, the video of something scared the shit out of me.
Before we outlawed bullying, right?
Apparently all the ice is in California. You're right about that. Yeah. I try my best not to listen or watch the news. That's but you can't help it here. You just can't help it here.
Clean up the streets, right? Is that what we're doing?
Of course, right now I'm getting a text message, and we'll just respond by saying, if you're watching now.
Hey, so let me hit you up real fast.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me about this swanky new setup you got going on? I see what's going on back there.
Because it is scary. It is frightening. And I promise you folks, we'll get into that because maybe, and of course, anybody that's here in the chat, we want to hear this is a good opportunity for you to fill in the chat room. We'll keep it simple. What horror film or films probably scared the shit out of you, and it still kind of bothers you to this day? So there's a little teaser of what people can share with. I'm going to keep it simple. So the background, what Chris asked. Sorry, you're pointing?
Yeah, one question. Are we just doing horror, thriller, suspense?
I thought it'd be something kind of different, something new, because we, obviously this is a live stream, hoping to get some people a part of it.
Yeah.
A horror vibe. We mix it up. Of course, Chris has got a lot of things that he had some good times this week. This would have been a good opportunity to start the Meet Us in the Man Cave Sounds and Spirits for sure. But
that's okay though.
Yeah. But the horror, I think maybe something that's so horrifying it brings chills up your spine still. There you go. You need a little bit of chill up your spine. But yeah, the background, actually, this floor right here. This was Chris actually and Natalie gave me this floor that they just picked it up from their place and dropped it off over here.
It was so easy. I just put it on my back and there you go.
Yeah, if his camera, if the lighting was brighter, it's the same thing.
You can't see it,
more or less. And I have been bitching about it for probably I don't know, a good year plus. So that was something that I've been working on mostly this weekend. And oh god, anybody out there that's done any moving, remodeling, I pretty much finished probably an hour before we started hitting record here. So, and what scares me, Chris, now granted, when I was putting this together, I got a little container of all these extra pieces. The last desk I had the same thing, and I always had an extra screw. So I'm hoping that's the same problem here. But
desk. Yeah,
all the stuff that I use here, you know, your equipment, think of, and then still, you know, to this day, even there's more wireless features. To this day, we still have a lot of wires. That's for sure. Because I had all this stuff that I put in boxes that I would have normally set up right here. So I'm trying to do one thing at a time, adding things back. And I've got 3 adapters, power adapters. I'm trying to figure out what the hell they go to.
Damn it. Well,
we are recording, right? I mean, I'll figure it out later. I think I know one is a dummy battery for a brand new camera that I still have yet to use. Great. This is a new one, but I think one of them is a dummy battery for that. The other
Can you tell by the connectors?
I haven't really had a chance to sit down and, you know,
well, I mean,
it's got to be. It's got to be.
Like you
I've
said,
been so busy trying to.
We're recording, so
yeah,
something went right. Right.
Yeah, at least I hope so.
Shit.
So yeah, that's did the flooring, add that in. As I got closer to the end of the room, I predicted it just right. I was going to need about that much left, and it actually, you know, because you're just scoring these tiles. That's how easy it was to cut it. And I didn't screw up the vent, the floor vent. I only had to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm amazed because the original, you know, cover, it went right back into place. So I'm like, holy shit, I didn't screw it up.
I did okay.
But it looks really ghetto as it gets closer to the door, because at that point I'm like, fuck it.
You need like a threshold or something?
Yeah, well, yeah. You know, when the time comes, right now, it's so funny because I actually have a door that for this room, and I took it off for obvious reasons. And I'm like, you know, I kind of like not having that door there, but sometimes when there's a full house here, when we're doing this, I'm like, I gotta shut the door, but maybe not, because it's open right now. So Zach's in there doing his thing, and Dozer's, we had the storm, and of course now he's definitely up my ass more than usual. So,
oh, buddy, I got 2 dogs in the main house, not out here. This is kind of the main house, guys. Like it's just a pole barn and separated from the main house. But I got 2 pit bulls in there, right? Just fucking losing their minds because it's fucking storm. Every time there's a storm, I don't know what it's like, their anxiety levels just fucking skyrocket. And they're nibblers. So as soon as you walk in, if you start talking to them, they'll fucking start like nibbling on your leg and shit like that. It's like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, he's I don't know. I literally feel like I have to be careful walking one step backwards. If not, I'm going to trip over him or something. But we'll pop this back up on the screen again, because don't feel bad.
Yeah, W hit us up.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned these.
Texas Chainsaw and Exorcist.
Jaws. Yeah.
That's a big one.
The Exorcist and Jaws. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't want to eat any meat for a weekend after I watch that every single time. But you know what? Let's talk a little bit horror then, Chris. I want to hear about your weekend. You add a little bit of music there, so you know. Let's get into this. I want to add in what we got going on here with the Jaws, because that's exactly to this very day. to this very day here in Ohio. Yeah, we don't deal with sharks much, but I shit you not, because of that movie Jaws, I still to this day have an uncomfortable vibe whenever I see great white sharks on the big screen. And it's just like it's done something psychological to me about great white sharks. I don't know. There's just something about it's like my biggest fear is getting eaten by a great white shark. But that's probably why I stay in Ohio.
That would be unpleasant. That
Yeah.
would be very, very unpleasant. I'm more on the other spectrum. I think Exorcist always messed with me. Texas Chainsaw, I didn't really. I could go eat a hamburger right after watching that. It never really bothered me. Jaws, I do understand the trepidation there. Just that would be awful. And then I mean, I'm sure you're not eaten to death. Part of you is still alive. Imagine drowning after that. That's fucking awful.
It started, I'm so glad that damn shark, as they called it, Bruce, Steven Spielberg, we've all heard enough of how it was a train wreck. It was a nightmare. The thing was just falling apart with the salt water and everything. I mean, it was just people talk about that was there, even said it just looked horrible. So I'm so thankful that happened, because that for me, and I think for a lot of people, and even, and I'll show it again here, it's the theater of the mind, I think, is what really started for me as a child, especially in the beginning of that film, where the girl goes out there and she starts, skinny dipping, swimming and all that. And of course, as a little kid, I'm like, ooh, I think I saw boobies, but I don't know. I'm scared. And the way they dragged her back and forth, and that adds to the Exorcist of what Linda Blair had to go through, the abuse and everything else. They pretty much abused the hell of that woman, with a harness you couldn't do that today.
No.
But the visuals and everything else, and the real screaming, man, that's a good way to scare someone.
Damn.
That open water movie. I don't know how many. There's probably open water 12 at this point. But I watched that first one. You don't see shit, but you're like, any minute now you're going to see a shark come up and eat these people, and it's like, damn, it really fucks with you. That's what horror. That's the kind of horror psychologically messes with me. What you don't see. I don't need a cat to jump out of a damn garbage can, the first scare. No, just let me think that there's still something around. That was the great thing about, Michael.
Yeah. Around every corner, every shadow.
Hide that son of a bitch. Oh, speaking of Michael, I was hoping that we are, our winner would have joined us, but he sent an email, and hopefully it'll play here. It's some photos.
Damn. These are his pictures, right?
Yep.
I see Mike with the E.H. Taylor.
That's creepy looking
in there, though.
It's cool to see it, with, wearing, that is creepy as hell looking. So that turned out really damn good.
Very cool. He looks better than I would have looked in it. Yeah.
And the sad thing of it is, I probably just would have made it look like Fat Man in a little mask. That's why I don't like wearing a lot of Myers masks this day and age. So, Chris, before we get into your musical weekend, The Exorcist. I know I've had mine, but what was it about The Exorcist that really got your,
I don't know. I think there was a kind of a stigma going into it that I already had because everybody was talking about it. And then it was like, once you actually get to watching it, it's like, should I be watching this? And it really plays with your mind, this, that, and the other, because I was so young when I saw it. But if I could go another direction, because obviously most people are going to say Exorcist. But, dude, I got to get outside of horror. And I got to say, one of the movies that really changed me as a human being, like really kind of messed me up as a kid, was fucking RoboCop. I know it's not horror, but that scene where Murphy was, you know, unalived, shall we say?
Yeah.
Just to see the cruelty of like human nature and like see those guys just like laughing while they were doing that to him, that really like that broke something in my head. That was like, holy shit, that is a bad movie.
You know, I know that's in that scene, you know, because, you know, I was pretty young at the time when that movie came out, you know, young teenager. And the visuals were the shotgun, you know, with the hand blown. I was like, you know, it looked pretty realistic to me at the time. And it's funny now I think of, hey, that's Red. You know, I'm waiting for him to, if I go watch RoboCop now, I'm waiting for him to say, I'm going to put my foot up your ass or something like that from that 70s show. But I'll put this up again. That's not being able to see below the surface of the water. Yeah, I won't. I Ohio, I'm safe not to touch the Atlantic or the Pacific unless I take a vacation. But if I do, the last time I was out, and the last vacation ocean wise, I was out in L.A. Santa Monica Pier, which that was always the one I went to, and I just pretty much go the edge. I'm like, nope, nope. The ocean feels good to me right here. And when I was younger, I would jump in the ocean, but nah, it's weird. I used to have this thing for clowns, not so much anymore, and it's the damn sharks that still get me to this day. I don't know.
If I think about it, then I'll, you know, I just do things without. I'm an impulse person. I do things without even fucking thinking about it. I'll go and I'll jump completely in there in the ocean and stuff like that, and I won't even be thinking about it. But you're absolutely right. I saw a picture once. These people were out there swimming in the middle of the fucking in the ocean, and there were literally like overhead pictures where there were actual like mini sharks just like swimming around them. And I was like, I've never even thought of that, dude. I
Yeah.
just, you know, ignorance is bliss, I guess, because I don't think about it. I just jump right in. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I
after
think
you
it's
think about it, it fucking would, it would fuck with you. For
yeah,
sure.
I think that's what had a lot to do with it. I didn't think about it when I was a kid, even though I was real little. I don't mind saying it now because my mom used to tease the fact that when I was a kid for Christmas, I remember getting that Jaws game. And this will definitely do the age thing where it was I want to say it was a Milton Bradley or Mattel or whatever. To me, when I think of toys as a kid, I think of Kenner toys because it was Star Wars. And when Star Wars came out, those were the only toys that mattered, really. That and Evil Knievel. But I had that damn Jaws game, and my mom had to put it up at night. She had to take it out of my room because I didn't want it there. And I had a Jaws T-shirt. Get it out of my drawer. I didn't want it there.
I don't want the T-shirt.
Get the T-shirt and the plastic game out of my room.
Damn.
Yep. But keep all the
Crazy.
posters of all the women washing cars in their bikinis. No, that didn't happen till later. Sorry, I didn't get those posters at that age. So
Keep Phoebe Cates on the wall.
you know, the Omen. The Omen messed with me when I was a kid, and it was for one reason only. Granted, there was some scenes from that movie that, you know, you talk about with the RoboCop.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where I forget the actor's name. He was a photographer. He plays a photographer in that film, and when that truck, where I want to say the brake goes out and then the glass shears his head off. When I was a kid, that totally freaked me out big time. You watch it today, it's like, it was cheesy, but that's the shit I miss. That was the stuff that scared me as a kid.
Because
It's
it's new, it's fresh. Like it's like I've never seen that before, and it really just digs a hole in the back of your brain and just makes a home there. Like it's with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I can still shut my eyes sometimes and see fucking hand getting blown off by a shotgun. Like that's never gonna leave me in my life.
And you know, I'll never will admit this. I want to say it was inspired. Yes, because take RoboCop, which was, as we all know, the original RoboCop, not the remake, not RoboCop 2, but the original from that scene alone. And then we'll take, and trust me, I am not even saying they stole this, possibly an inspiration. But then we can take The Crow, where there's the flashbacks where Brandon Lee had to, you know, his character, you know, Eric, you know, Draven and all that, where he's his girlfriend.
Right.
That scene there alone, I think of RoboCop and that, I'm like, great, as we all know, the Crow goes in a completely different direction than RoboCop does. It's quite obvious, but
Right.
I just
Right.
think of those two scenes hand in hand for some reason. So you could be inspired by films back in the day, but today, what do they do? Like I had to see the trailer of the second time seeing a trailer of I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's like, oh my God, come on.
Because that was one of the things, as W just mentioned right there, practical effects are so much better than CGI. Because
Oh God, yes.
that's what I was waiting to see what they were going to do when they remade RoboCop. When I first heard that, I was like, oh shit, how are they going to do that scene nowadays?
Yeah.
Sure enough, I mean, it doesn't have the same effect getting blown up by a car bomb.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
And that the actor who played the bad guy, or the bad cop or whatever, of course, as we all know, he did the reboot for Freddy, which was. But I still think of his character, his as a little kid, as an actor from the Bad News Bears, and I could even my mom saying that kid was such an ugly little kid back in the 70s. But back to the Omen, another thing that messed with my mind psychologically. Recently, I turned 55 on June 6th. And of course, what is Omen's birthday? Damien's birthday? June 6th. So when you're a little kid, man, it's not cool. It's just not cool.
How did that take place? Did you like kind of sneak that, or were you allowed to watch that? Because half the movies that I watched, I snuck them.
Drive-in movie. I know this cannot be true, but in my memories, I feel like we went to the drive-in. My mom, my grandmother, and I went to go see Jaws. I know I've seen Jaws at the drive-in, and I know I've seen the Omen at the drive-in. So for some reason, it's like, did I see them both in one night? No, there's no friggin' way. But you never know. You never know. I just know I was in the back seat. The back seat of some 1970 piece of shit car back then, where you had to take the speaker, put it up on the driver's side.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
That's cool. They should. Did they bring that back?
I think you still use your radio, like a Bluetooth
somewhere.
Sort of thing. I mean, we're very fortunate to have a drive-in still there. Melody 49, 2 screens, and here's an ultimate sin. I drove down North Dixie in Harrison Township, Northridge, where there was a drive-in theater, Dixie Drive-In, and they tore that sign down. They put some other little piece of shit sign up. That's a local thing here, but anybody that watches this now or later, you get it. You're in your hometown or a place that you've driven by thousands of times, and there was that sign that's been there forever, and all of a sudden it's gone, and they replace it with some other new piece of shit CGI sign. It's like, man, that ain't no. I mean, it's in a terrible neighborhood.
Preserve history,
Yeah,
preserve history.
I mean, I wouldn't be caught dead in that town, period, anymore. But still, that's a crime, right? Well, there's a lot of crime that goes on in Northridge anymore, so I guess it fits the bill.
Yeah, that's not a good place anymore.
And you know what, folks? If anybody watches this later and they go, "Hey, wait a minute! Don't be talking bad about Northridge." I graduated from Northridge, so I don't care.
My mom, I think she graduated from Drexel.
Drexel,
I think that's right.
That's home. That's the true home of the Kardashians. You know what? Let's take a little bit of a right turn here. We'll come back to horror if it's a must. But if anything, Chris, I know he's still on a high. He's still on a major high from having you worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because you had an opportunity to enjoy some great music this weekend.
I did. I bought the tickets a while back, but it's my youngest's birthday party too. Not birthday party, but birthday weekend. Hers is July 15th. So I noticed these concerts were kind of conglomerating around the same same weekend. So went ahead and bought, all of us tickets, all the girls and stuff like that. We even took Dustin, my nephew.
Okay.
But we went down to Sam Barber on Thursday. Man, we got rained on. We had quite an experience standing in line. Kind of sucked. And then getting into the venue, we found out it was going to be live. Like out. Sorry, you you threw me off with that that link sign right there.
Sponsor.
It was gonna be outside. It was gonna be outside venue, and we were like kind of bummed about that because we just got rained on, and then it was nothing but sun. So we kind of went through it at that time. But as soon as the music came on, it was all better. It was great. Sam Barber, I can't say enough good stuff about him. He's 22 years old. Like at 22 years old, all I could think of was getting fucking trashed. Playing a video game. I can't imagine trying to put together a fucking nationwide tour and going out and singing in front of thousands of people. But he's fucking doing it, man. He's doing good. He's got a bright future. If you guys haven't heard Sam Barber, please check on the dude. I mean, his Reckless Mind album, I've plugged it a couple times, but it's so fucking good. He's writing like well above his age. His songs are so mature and they're just great.
Good
But
timing.
that was Thursday. What?
Good timing with Mike, our winner.
Hey, Mike.
Concert in the park.
Oh, sweet.
Good timing, Mike.
Yeah.
Chris
I see you with the E.H.
Barber?
Taylor little head prop there. Good job with the E.H. Taylor. And then yesterday, so we've kind of done 2 nights in a row this weekend. But yesterday was my boys, fucking Emory. And going from one thing to another, this young kid, Sam Barber, 22 years old, going into Emory, these dudes are approaching 50. Dude, they are fucking up there just like they're fucking 20 years old again. It's fucking great. They're jumping all over the stage. They're doing the mosh pitch. They're yelling. They're fucking losing their minds up there. They're having a blast. So it's just fun. It's great. I mean, I got a bunch of merch. I had to show I got them to sign my hat here. It was a great time. That was it. Now I'm here.
Mike with it. I'll put this up again here real quick.
But since we're plugging great music,
yeah,
let me plug some, because I don't feel like it stopped with the concerts. One of my favorite bands.
By the way, Mike, you're welcome. Sorry, go ahead.
One of my favorite bands is getting ready to drop a new album. It's first time in like 4 years. But Deftones. Ooh, that's not going to focus, is it? I don't know. It's called Private Music. They got a single out right now called My Mind is a Mountain. Fucking great. Rustin Kelly is about to drop his new album, Pale Through the Window. Watch out for that. And then a little bit of rap. Clips, Pusha T and Malice, they got a new album out. Man, it's pretty good too, man. But if you don't do anything else, please, guys, download the Deftones album.
Would you agree to that though, Chris? What's that? He's an old soul, Sam is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That guy's writing. I mean, the shit he's talking about, he shouldn't be talking about that till he's like in his 40s. Lots of existential crisis. He's battling with his religion right now. Like, got his girlfriend that he cares about. He's got his mom. He's just a good writer, man. Real good.
It's probably why his writing is really good right now. He's in a room full of I got a lot of shit to deal with right now. That's the best time to probably write a bunch of good about a lot of stuff. It's, I mean, I music,
I think we've said it a couple times, but most often it's like someone's debut album is like the picture of their
oh
entire
God,
life.
yeah. I'll attack Van Halen right there. Anybody that, and this is typical for a lot of bands, especially back in the day, because you would listen to the album, the whole thing. And Van Halen is known. Their first album is still out of all their 13 albums, Van Halen, their first one, is still the one that they say was probably their best one. And the influence. I mean, I don't want to put Black Sabbath, and I'm not going to put it down them all, since they just recently had their big concert last weekend, which was a huge, ordeal with Black Sabbath and a lot of other bands that were. And if you guys have seen it, I'm already starting to butcher it because I haven't eaten all day, and this stuff is kicking in good. But Van Halen, when they first started, they were opening up for Black Sabbath, and those guys in the band Black Sabbath were like, holy shit, we got to go on stage now after these guys were out there.
Yeah.
But Black Sabbath, as they were the godfathers of heavy metal anyway, so it's not like they had anything to worry about, that's for sure. But I guess, from new music, as I tend to dwell on here too much, I guess I could shout out that the fact that I got to pre-order, if I do it, which I probably will. Boy, Eddie's son, man, Woofy, he just keeps on going. He's got another album coming out, so I know there's going to email pre-order his new one. All right, okay, all right, I'm not complaining. So there's that, and he had another video that he put, which is I would believe a lot of artists do that today. They, since we don't have MTV anymore, but we got YouTube and Vimeo. Well, I'll just put my video up there, and he's got his latest one up there. So, and I went ahead, Chris, since Chris bought me one of my favorite albums of all times. I talked about it 2 years ago when we did like our top 5 or something in the music thing. I brought up my I'm an 80s teen. I'm a teenage 80s guy, and I had this. I was one of those individuals that loved a British band, The Outfield, and I played that cassette over and over, and the next cassette over and over, and the next cassette over and over again. If you guys had cassettes back in the day, like you get what I'm talking about. But that Play Deep, I want to say 6 months ago, I did one of those things. So if you're a music lover, you'll get this. If you see it, like say on Amazon, or now granted, if you go to a record store, you're going to probably pick it. Go ahead and grab it. But if you're like, I'll wait. But it was like $38. I'm like, I'll put it in my list. I should have grabbed it. It's not that this album is spectacular, but now if I try to get it because it's out of print, it was at a ridiculous price. Well, Chris found it on eBay, and I was talking about, I think it was during the last or after we were done, we hit that button.
Yep.
And Chris found it on eBay. So, okay, it's coming next week.
Yeah.
So,
well, you bought me another DMX album as well. So,
yeah,
that's how it goes, man.
Yeah,
that's how it goes. That's what we got to do.
Yep. You just can't. I mean, how do you do it, guys? You go to you do your thing. You do your thing. And in my case, here in this town that I whine a lot about, but I'm very fortunate that I can literally go to a store. Think of the Big Bang Theory, if you were a fan of that show, where the guys would go in there with their comic books, right? But they had all that memorabilia around them because they were surrounded by the stuff that they love. Well, there's a store here in my town where they've got vinyl records out the wazoo. They got DVDs, Blu-rays. They've got, collectibles, which I'm not going to get up. But, and I go in there, and it's you're kind of you have to go in there kind of thin-handled, I guess you could say, because it's surrounded by cool stuff, and they have masks in there too. It's tots, but they have masks in there. And sure as shit, our action figures. I've got it behind me. It's in Boca right now. But it's the Leatherface TMC, the pretty woman, and right next to it there is Halloween 6, which that's Chris's personal go-to. I'm like, how am I not going to get this? So I like picked those two up, and then I'm like, well, I'm looking at records, of course, and all that. And I'm like, I go online to buy vinyls and all that. And I'm like, well, I got a discount on one. And I'm like, okay, here's this DMX. I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's got this. Fuck it. I'll go ahead and get it. And I'm glad I did, because now that album is no longer in stock. So you just, if you see it, go ahead and grab it. Now, if it's $700, I get it. But if it's like $40 and you're like, well, I'll wait till later. With vinyl, you better get it right now. See, that's a horror psychological thing right there, right? Right?
Yep. That's not good.
So I went ahead and I'll end my music thing here. That being said, there's an album that I had on my list with another one that was a cassette that I played over and over, and then another cassette over and over. I'm a big Honeymoon Suite fan, a band out of Canada, and my favorite, The Big Prize. I said, you know what? I'm not taking any chances. I went ahead and bought it. So it's supposed to come next week. So it's so cool. I've got the Outfield, Play Deep, and Honeymoon Suite, 2 albums I played. The albums, song to song, not just one for like 30 seconds, but the whole entirety. That's what music is all about. The entirety, not samples. I can't stand that. Oh, I'm really showing my age, Chris. I better shut up.
Hey, no, vinyls are coming back.
Physical
strong.
media is the best. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. They were releasing 45s of kind of behind the scenes stuff that they were recording. Emery.
45s?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't opened it yet.
45.
But it's a re-recorded kind of behind the scenes snippet of albums or 2 songs that weren't released, so they released it on the 45.
Now, Chris, folks, okay. Chris, I get it. I understand he has some vinyl as he's kind of looking in that direction right now.
Yeah.
And I could appreciate the fact that he's got some that he's not opening and all that. But you got to help me out here. There's some of that stuff he's got to try listening to. Put that needle on the record. Put that needle on the record.
I want to open it. Hang on one second. I'm gonna open it. I am definitely open it.
Because I'm trying to get Chris to have a little corner in his man cave to where, because that's what I'm doing. And I already have a camera. Eventually I'll do some stuff out there. But where we talk more, even though it seems like we're doing enough of music right now. But I'm going to try to talk Chris have a little corner where he can listen to vinyl, even on headsets. There you go. The best layer. I remember when we saw oh my God. Yes. Oh, okay. I'll bring that up again. Let's talk. I'll show what Chris has got going on here. 45.
This is cool, man. They only had 50 of them to release. People may not know Emery, but at one point in time, dude, they played they opened for Warped Fest. They were like a huge band in 2002, 2003, all the way up. But
see, we definitely have to do our own Meet Us in the Man Cave Sounds and Spirits, because try to focus on one niche, but we can't help it.
No, we can't.
Oh, here we go. That explains it. It's Todd, by the way. Yes, I wish I could find that t-shirt. Oh my God. I had it and I lost it.
It's so cute.
Oh, they don't. Well, they used to have 40. Yeah. Look at how clean and shiny that is. Nothing sounds. You got that right. Nothing sounds better than vinyl. You got that so right. Damn it. Now I'm thinking about getting another. I'm gonna get another turntable and put it in here. Nah, I'll just do it out there.
Okay, I want to
turn this
listen
house
to
into
this
a
now.
studio.
Damn it! Now I gotta listen to this.
Yeah, he's got to listen. That's the price you have to pay. But yes, Todd, I'm gonna go back to what you were saying there. I remember when we saw the Outfield in that small bar. Yep, right down there or down. Yeah, in Centerville. Up for you, down for me. And it pissed me off. So yes, we're sticking with music. You got the Outfield. I hate it when they call them a one-hit wonder. They had one hit song. Bullshit. They had more than one hit song. So we go there, like Todd said, you know, sing in a small little bit. It was a small bar, and the original drummer wasn't there. And we had a crowd of people that were in front of us, and they're, you know, they're having a good time. They're not being mean, they're not being disrespectful, but I'm there to see the outfield. And I can honestly say I know about 95% of the songs that they're playing. And when they're one song, I want to enjoy this music. And I got these people in front of me like, did you hear what? Hey, yeah, look how blonde my booger. I'm like, would you get the fuck out of my way so I can enjoy the band? And then, of course, as soon as the outfield played their once, you know, it's kind of like Rush. When Rush, thank God. Now, you talk about going outdoors. Todd and I, we'd see Van Halen down there at Coney Island. I seen Rush down there. Same thing. It was real hot and miserable, the rain and all that. But Rush, thankfully, and don't get me wrong, I love hearing Rush, Tom Sawyer, especially when you hear him live. Neil, he always tried to get that perfect every time. But they got that out of the way just as soon as they could from the very beginning. But the outfield, they're one song that to this day a local radio station will constantly play. And if it's like, you hear that one, hey, did you hear about that? Oh, that's my favorite song. It's like, oh my God.
So real quick, while when the smell
and that smell when it's new. Yes.
I love everything when it's new. Just smell it.
Yeah, how'd that smell, by the way, Chris, when you took that 45 out?
You know how it smells. You're very.
We were supposed to do a horror psychological thing, since you are definitely into horror films.
Oh no.
Or The Beast Lair. Think of a horror film that that's still to this day, that still kind of crawls underneath your skin. And maybe it's not. Chris brought up a very good point.
So it's not a mask, but man,
that vinyl.
Yeah, it's not a mask, but man, does that smell good.
I got vinyl all around me now.
Let me get all up in there. Wait a minute. Since T is here, is he going to be our inaugural guest for Songs and Spirits? Is he coming on for Cure?
Todd, Chris, and I, we're going to take Meet Us in the Man Cave, kind of a new channel, because we're trying to get this to where it niches down to horror stuff, Myers masks. So we're going to do Meet Us in the Man Cave, basically the same thing, but it's going to be niche, which we're pretty much doing it right now. We're going to just call it, Sounds and Spirits. Sounds for music and spirits for adult beverages. So, because let's face it, you go to Cheers, you go to your favorite. Well, let's face it, when Todd was at Stubby's, when he's out there mixing music, it was shot time at 10 o'clock all the time. So it kind of goes hand in hand, peanut butter and jelly.
Shot.
Yeah. So you'll have to join us, Todd, when we do this inauguration. I know I haven't been pestering you too much because I know this is your time of the year of Kings Island. And of course, with Cedar Point and all that, I'm sure you're busy with the grandkids and all that. But that's, Chris, when would you think would be a good time to start Sounds and Spirits and all that, where we'll start episode number 1 and all that, and we'll just go from there?
That is
work schedule's been a bitch too for all of us out there. If you can agree, say yep in the chat room. Work is a bitch.
I don't want to take away from nothing that Todd's got going on, so let's just say we'll go according to his timeline. He goes a lot more places than I probably do. I go to concerts. He goes to cool places with roller coasters and shit.
Yeah. Next time, Todd, when you get time and all that, we'll do the bar downstairs where you could just do the roller coasters. We'll just do a Kings Island. Chris can join us. We'll just do a Kings Island roller coaster episode over there or something like that, just to keep it going. You got time and all that. Just take a break and all that. So, but yeah, Todd, and if anybody else right now that's just too shy, hush, eye to eye. If there's anything that scared the shit out of you when you were a kid, like that song from back in the day, that hair, or it didn't have to necessarily be a horror film. Like Chris, good call with RoboCop. I'm looking, which I am going to. I am determined, even though I look at it now with my Pulp Fiction, it looks like John Travolta and of course Samuel Jackson's pointing their guns at me. But I've got to, for 12 years now, there's this print that I've had. It's 60 by 48 of the Reservoir Dogs. And the glass alone, or plexiglass, is so expensive to have that cut at that size. So I'm going to get a canvas I found. They sell it Hobby Lobby for that size. So I'm just going to get the canvas, glue it on there, and finally get a proper frame for it. Yeah, it's $700 I found out to get this thing framed. I'm like,
What kind of
I
plexiglass
just can't
is
see
that?
spending $700 on it. No, what you
Holy
can't see,
shit.
I've had this huge Reservoir Dog. It's 60 by 48, and I just, that scene there was stuck in the middle with you. Of course, we lost Michael last week with his famous dance and all that with the cop where he slashes. That was awesome too. The way Quentin decided to turn the camera. You had to use your imagination when the ear came off. And they said back in the day, it was one of the bloodiest scenes. How was it? Just like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there was nothing shown. I went with the wife to go see Forever, Bob Forever. Okay, I'm just about to say Bob Seger last. Well, you and Chris are just out there living life, seeing concerts. Meanwhile, I'm slaving away, putting floors down. And
yeah, but look at it. It looks so good.
Floors and floors down. Oh, here we go. Sorry.
Now you got time.
That damn first Children of the Corn. Yes. Oh my God. The Children of the Corn, that damn, there is something about corn that makes you wonder. And you're surrounded by more corn here soon, Chris. Yeah, there's just in that. Oh yeah.
Oh, I got them all over the place. I used to love it when I was a kid, but
it's cooler being around corn too, physically.
I used to go back in the corn maze. I used to. We actually lived a little closer to Inglewood at that time, over by Lexington Farm. I'm not sure if you know where that is.
Oh yeah.
Over by the old.
I am.
Ah, shit, I don't remember. But anyways, we had
approved for a house by there one time. Well, in other words, they didn't agree.
But out back, there's that big cornfield. I used to go running in there and just get lost for fucking hours when I was a kid. Never scared me.
I'm trying to think of another film that messed with me when I was definitely The Exorcist. I will agree to that. I begged and begged my mom to let me watch that film. She went to go see that. She was one of the OGs that went to go see it in the theater. She will not watch that film to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard about it, of course, this was like when HBO was going to air it. I begged her. There was no chance in hell I was going to go see it in the theater. Thankfully, I was too obsessed with Star Wars at the time. So yeah, HBO. Well, Johnny got to watch it. In other words, cousin by marriage. She's like, all right, but if you watch it, you're not going to sleep with me. I'm not going to sleep with you or anything like that. Oh my God. I want to think 2 weeks I slept with my mom after watching The Exorcist. That movie scarred the shit out of me.
That was one of those movies, man. That was definitely.
Texas Chainsaw. The vibe that it had, it's amazing. Because it was one of those Faces of Death back in the days of the 80s when, of course, we had the video stores. Man. This film has been banned in so many countries. The Texas Chainsaw was like that same way. And when you finally had a chance to see it on VHS, it was already grungy as it is. So you're watching on VHS and it's like, damn, it's just, there
was a whole point in my adolescent life where I was literally trying to find shit like that. Yeah. Like, it was like, what can I find that's the most fucked up thing possible just to see if I can handle it. And yeah, I went down the Faces of Death fucking train wreck God.
Yes, you're right.
And strangely enough, it took me back to fucking like the RoboCop thing. It was that same part of the brain where I was like, oh my God, this is fucking awful. But it was like a train wreck. You can't quit watching it because I don't know. Weird times. Weird time in my life.
You're right. That old lady from The Shining. Oh my God. Oh my God. And the way, I don't know why I disguise. It's not that I disguise it. It's just for some reason, for me, selfishly, but you got to enjoy your own shit, right? And I got this locked pretty good. Oh, I'll have to raise the desk up. Let's raise the desk instead of the roof. I love this. That's right, folks. You're watching this live.
Here's Johnny.
Get it up. Get it up. Get it up.
Hey, now that's a whole different set of problems there.
Gene Simmons can get away with that gay ass song "Lick It Up" back in the day when they took the makeup off. But yeah, for so many, come on, dickhead. I have always had that poster near that Warlock, and I don't know why. For me, it just always went hand in hand. And I used to have that poster when I first got it on a bathroom door. I mean, come on, where else are you going to put the damn thing, right? I need to put it back on the bathroom door, but it just fits right back. I don't know why. All right. I'm tired of looking at my own bald head. Oh,
have you ever
I'm going down on
behind the scenes when Jack was getting kind of like pumped up to do that scene? That's so cool to watch.
Check it out, guys. I'm going down on myself.
Lucky.
I guess that's the one good thing about having a new webcam.
Oh man, it's so much.
It's just
closer now.
Yeah,
I feel like it changed.
You know what? Seeing that refrigerator back there, it inspires me. Even though we've been on for an hour, we talked about all right, we'll catch up with the Me Too. Oh yeah, with the old lady, and then of course, Mike. We've got Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's get into a little bit of Freddy Krueger here, and as I do that, let's see. This is a good time to bring up horror again as I get a beer.
Totally.
You know, it's really messed up after putting that together. Now, when I go to the web, I expect to hear that song. By the way, this video should be sponsored by War Pigs, the beer that just tastes so fucking good. War Pigs.
Yes.
It's what's for dinner.
Yeah, where the fuck are they at, man?
That's right.
They gotta be. What are we sending it to them? Maybe we should send it to them.
Got to let them know since we're only piss ants here. No, you know, of course, if we sat around and talked about, oh my, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Let's have some fun here. Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched, yes, when I was very young. Freddy still haunts me. No pun intended, or is it pun intended? Freddy Krueger. Oh, I've got a story about Freddy Krueger, guys. It's a true story. not necessarily Freddy, but Chris, do you have any Nightmare on Elm Street stories or anything particular other than, yeah, I met Johnny Depp once. He's a pretty cool guy.
No, I wish I could meet Depp.
Yeah, no shit.
I'd have a mega pint with him for sure.
What was that Amber Turd's line again?
Which one?
My dog stepped on a bee.
I was thinking of that the other day. I love that. And she was going into this big conversation and she said, my dog stepped on a bee.
Yeah. I love it. So, Miss Turd, is it true that your cabinets were made from China? And she'd be like, it's not true. Always like, I was expecting with Aquaman 2, anytime that her line that she would have had in that film, I expected for her all of a sudden to look the other direction when she would read her line.
Golly. I saw a video of her recently. She's living in Spain now, I think.
Yes.
She still can't outrun people.
Yes. Todd is definitely going to be. That's right. Todd will be joining us down there to Whorehound in Sharonville, aka a suburb of Cincinnati. Technically, Dayton was a suburb of Cincinnati, but PJ Souls.
What a fine pair, sir! What a excellent introduction into manhood she gave.
Yes,
some of us.
And she, she's so fucking cool. So she probably be like all flattered and all that. Oh, these were your first sets, huh? But so Todd's gonna have to get a signature from PJ Souls, or at least a photo op. So we'll have to get a selfie of Todd with PJ Souls. And I've already spending my $65 with Dick Warlock so I can put it back here on the shelf and sit next to Nick. So, but Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, the second Nightmare on Elm Street. I was in high school. There was a movie theater in the wrong side of town. And of course it wasn't so bad then, but I forget what it was, something to do with school. Maybe it was a dance or something, but we all went to this theater because of Nightmare on Elm Street. The second one came out. And of course this was on Siebenthaler.
Ooh,
they used to have the theater that was in Kettering. I don't know if it was a brother, whatever the hell you'd call it, but
you were in good company.
Basically, as we're trying to get into this theater, there was some people that were not happy about whatever the hell was going on, and they decided to basically rampage the damn movie theater. I mean, they went in there, destroyed the countertop, the popcorn machine, and here's myself and the whole class that I was with, and the class members that I had, and we were all went into the house theater and all that, but we were all freaking out because of what the shit was going on. And that was gonna go see Nightmare on Elm Street, the second one. Sadly, it's not so much about the the sequel to Nightmare on Elm Street. We know how the actor who was teased about or there were certain scenes about this film that was like, it was so, how could I put it? La-di-da.
For me, if I had to go with the Nightmare on Elm Street, as a whole, my sisters, because I hadn't seen the other ones leading up to that. My sisters were a little older than me, and they were the White Snake and this, that, and the other, and they listened to all that stuff, and they brought home Dream Masters. What?
Dream Warriors.
And then number 5, is that 3?
I believe so. I believe Dream Warriors was 3. I'm now expert when it comes to it's like I know Robert Englund well enough, but
it's the one with
help us out. Dream Warriors. Which
Rosanna
one was
Arquette?
Yes, I believe so.
When she was young.
Jake can answer right now.
Oh my Lord. When he like did the whole TV thing and then he like started eating her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was just like, what in the fuck is happening right now? What are you guys watching? So that was my first like whole shit moment with Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street. That's the one that stuck with me.
Yeah. When now before she turns into that old lady, or when he's obviously going up to this attractive young woman, and then he sees the reflection of that shit on her back or whatever. Yeah, I get what you're saying, because he was at PJ Souls before that. So yeah, like what you see. Trying to think what you were. Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, the original one. There's no doubt about it. It had a more creepier, independent, new line cinema. There was just something very low budget about it, and even that fucking
the puppet guy too.
Which from Dream Warriors or from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
damn.
yeah.
I know. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. With the fucking yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. And then
Jake,
the
Jake
bug girl oh my lord.
Oh yeah.
That grossed me out. The bug girl, when she was real obsessed with like working out.
Yeah.
Oh dude. And then the girl that had the asthma attack, because I have asthma, that one hit me hard too. Man, there's a bunch of good ones.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was my favorite Looking Freddy, but it was about where, yes. And then of course, let's go here. Get caught up here. Dream Warriors. Here we go. It was 3. The third one. Let's see here.
Wow.
Yes, there we go. Yes, I remember that. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Oh man. What a good character, man.
Yeah, Robert Englund. I had a chance to, I don't know, it might have been on PBS. He was basically doing the commentary of reading a book. And I'm like, man, he was just, you could just sit and listen to him read a book. That and Jack Nicholson, Robert Englund. Yeah, you could just listen to him read all and be like, those guys were ahead of their time with the original ASMR shit. There's no doubt about it. You know, because Jack Nicholson could basically go, Wendy, you know, just to hear him say Wendy, it's almost like, oh, I don't know if I'm scared or if I'm relaxed.
Yeah, you could listen to
Love of
Jack
my
Nicholson,
life.
Robert Englund, and Bob Ross talk about paint dry.
Oh God. Especially
takes
that fucking, I tell you what, every time he was getting ready to clean one of those brushes, that you know, it's like, fuck the painting, just beat the shit out of your brushes, right? Come on, man. Come on.
He was ASMR before it was a thing.
I'll tell you what, I definitely had some happy accidents when I was putting this floor on here. The Human Centipede.
Buddy.
I tried watching that shit. Oh my God. Yeah, there's something about eating someone's shit as you're shitting in someone's mouth. Just
yeah, that was
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I could.
That was weird. that was very weird.
Yeah. You know what? I know there's someone here. I'm not going to say any names. It's not that I'm trying to hide any names, but I'll tell you there's a
one second. Sorry to interrupt you, but just talking about that, can we talk about the fact that it had fucking sequels? It wasn't just a one-off. Somebody actually agreed 2 different times and said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make another." That's outrageous, man. People are just throwing their money away out there.
Yeah. Well, they, you know, like they were like, well, if they could do it with Back to the Future, you got to get your priorities there figured out there, buddy. Okay. I already know there's 4 of us here, right? Pretty much, and that's fine. Don't need a full room. This floor doesn't need that many people stomping on it. There is a certain film, and Todd's just waiting to hear me. Oh, I already ruined it. Doesn't matter. You guys have to look for Redneck Zombies. Redneck Zombies. You talk about some fucking gnarly shit right there. Redneck Zombies. Oh my God. That is some comic relief. Disgusting. And there's some great lines in that movie. I know I've got it. I've got to take a I got to take a trip over on Dogleg Road to see if there's a certain DVD hiding in the basement. I don't give a shit if there's mold on it or not, but I've got to see if there's a DVD down there. Daddy, my name is Lily Mae. Oh shit, I just ruined it. If Tom's about ready to text it, but yeah, that's Redneck Zombies. Look it up, folks. If you're watching this later on, if you're really wanting to watch a disgusting, one of the most disturbing, probably the best zombie fucking film of all times, Redneck Zombies. This film has still not been rated. It's that fucking good. Speaking of films, I said it earlier. Do you want to hear my thoughts on the Superman film that just came out?
These are non-spoiler thoughts.
Yeah, non-spoilers.
Because I'm on the fence. I still don't know if I want to. I'm kind of camp.
I'll wait
Cavill.
a couple minutes.
I really like Henry Cavill. This new guy is going to take. It's going to take some time for me. I think I'm not really a Superman fan, but I am a DC fan, and I don't know. But yes, please hit us.
Setting up to tee it off here. Okay. Which means there are enough sick people out there to watch justify making a sequel. It's just that crazy. Yeah. You know what? Horror films, they started, technically Star Wars, I want to say, started the sequel. I want to say it was Darth Vader, Empire Strikes Back with the whole, Darth Vader, Luke, I am your father, blah, blah, blah. I really want to say John Carpenter, as we all have heard enough from the Halloween fans. I went through a 6-pack of Budweiser just to write this shit. Who's Star Wars? Luke, I'm your father. Oh, I'll just have Michael, Laurie's, brother and sister bullshit. That's my thoughts on it. Yes, I think he's saying classic to yes, Redneck Zombies. Redneck Zombies. Redneck Zombies, I highly recommend it. It's the best. It'll fucking make you wish you had. Let's just put it this way. Redneck Zombies.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'll hold you out of your mama and I'll push you right back in.
I don't.
Yeah, that's definitely a redneck zombie there, right there. Okay, how can I say this about Superman? First of all, Hero being an Ohio Southwestern native, very close to Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm gonna start off with a con that has nothing. Oh, fuck it. I waited and waited to see a certain scene in this film that was probably, and I know this, not even a second, where I know it's going to piss a lot of people off in Cincinnati, especially when they closed 70 shit. This video is sponsored by War Pigs. It's what's for dinner. And Jameson. Please help me out. And Chris can follow up with War Pigs and some whiskey in Columbus. But there was a scene that every Cincinnatian was waiting for when they had to shut down 71, the tunnel that goes right into, if you're going southbound, as soon as you get out, boom, you're going to see All American Ballpark. So I'm waiting. Of course, I'm not going to say anymore because I don't want to spoil it, but I felt like I got not even a second of that goddamn, and you have to know what you're looking for. But that happens in movies. Let's see. Okay, we got that. I'm sorry, Mike. Todd said, alrighty, fellas, I got to sign off. I'll catch you the rest of the podcast tonight when I get home. Cheers. Mike, once again, congratulations on the Rotten Hero. Those photos, I'm glad to see somebody wear it. They look damn good on you there. That's for sure. Well, I know I might as well show it again. Here's your photos. And I'll get in a little bit more about Superman. Those eyes, your eyes. I mean, the devil's the darkest eyes.
Yeah,
those are the darkest eyes. That looks pretty fucking cool on him. It really does. It's pretty damn good. Chris, you got to feel good about yourself. I mean, you made that decision to give that mask away, and now you're seeing somebody that's. Of course, we didn't see the casket for it. Thanks, Mike. Just, but that does, it looks pretty damn cool on you. But Superman, how can I put this? When it comes between DC and the Marvel Universe Studios, whatever it's properly called. Sorry if I'm butchering it. Was it Gen Z? They're not here. Whatever. I thought about it. I didn't have to think about it that long. Zach and I went to go see this film yesterday in the afternoon, which I love going to see a film in the afternoon when you think, well, I'm supposed to be at work. Well, I have Fridays off, and there's just something about going to the movie in the afternoon. Granted, I can see why you'd see a horror film in the evening, but there's just like, oh, I should be working. Nah, fuck work. But anyways, Zach enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And then the AC wasn't cold enough for my fucking, ass. But I have to say, this was probably the best DC film that I have seen yet. I shit you not. That's not really a spoiler because everybody has they're going to have their own opinion, of course. I could be 1 out of 10 that said I liked it. The other night we say, oh, it fucking sucked, man.
So is that counting all the Batmans?
Batman wasn't in it.
No, but DC, you said.
Oh,
right?
DC. Oh, ooh, good one. See, Chris is smarter than I am. He caught me there. Oh, that's a good one. No, shit. Okay. Christian Bale, those are my personal favorites, Batman, although I'm a Michael Keaton Batman. So it's kind of like, how do I break that down? But as a film ordeals, I like Christian Bale. And of course, help me out. Everybody, see, I love screwing up during lives because I can have other people help me out right now. So Jake, we're going to pretend you're here right now. The name just popped in my head, so I'm going to continue being stupid. I got Jack Nicholson as my number one Joker. But let's face it, the tie. I already know what the name is, but I'm pretending like I don't remember the name of our Joker in a, is it Christopher Nolan Batman?
Yeah.
I was about to say, oh, fuck it.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm trying to catch up with the chats here too.
Heath?
Yeah, Heath or Ledger. I was like, damn it, I'm just gonna not say anything. But
yeah, Heath Ledger.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. That was a special. I don't even want to go. Well, what if he was still here with us today? It doesn't matter. It was still an outright incredible performance.
He fucking stole that movie.
Mike's holding, but a hero like Bonnie Taylor. But I'm trying my best not to give any spoilers. I want to say let's put away the Christopher Nolan. But sometimes I don't even see that as a DC. I don't know why. Because I see Christopher Nolan's Batmans. Those are films to me. The other ones are movies. What's the difference between a movie and a film? Well, I don't know the true answer to that. Film are fucking awesome. Movies are like, they're okay. But this particular Superman film, as a whole, it was very entertaining. In other words, it was entertaining. I enjoyed it, and there's some humor that reminds you of some Marvel Studios. So it's like, without giving anything away, it's almost like it's about damn time. It's like, if we can't beat them, let's join them.
Yeah,
I liked it. I'll just leave it at that because I know it's still very early for a lot of people out there. I can see people be on the fence about it, but it's not bad. It's not bad. However, if they decided to make a sequel, something tells me if they don't have they'll butcher the shit out of it. I just got a gut feeling on that.
It's easy to do with a single.
All right. Enjoy the barbecue, Todd, if you've already took off. Whoops, I didn't know he was having barbecue. I'm just assuming. But yeah, let's put it this way. I already know for sure. Chris, you'll like, if you decide to watch it, you'll definitely enjoy it more, getting back into the psychological events of what happened to, and I can't believe they're making a sequel to, In a Violent Nature.
Ugh.
Now, for you folks out there that like to play video games where your character is constantly walking, you'd probably like that fucking film. But I just don't get it.
I mean, I thought I don't know. It did some of the things that we love to go do when we're watching a horror movie, which is go, you know, and just see how like ridiculously over the top they are, and you know, taking a person, punching them through the stomach, grabbing their head, and pulling it back through their spine is fucking.
That was
over the top, and it's funny.
Right. Yeah. If Todd was still here, I would describe that scene as a roller coaster scene. There's no doubt about it. That, you know, it's so funny that for some reason I forgot all about that scene. I don't know how I forgotten about that scene because it was absolutely hysterical, I thought.
You know, when you can like when you feel like pretty much in your bones, like, okay, cut. All right, cut. That's the end of that scene.
Yeah.
Okay, cut. You know, you're saying it like fucking 6 or 7 times, and no, they don't cut. It's still like sounds going on.
Yeah.
Crunching sounds, spine breaking. Like, it was so ridiculously over the top. It reminded me of shit.
Art the Clown.
Yeah, there you go.
Terrifier.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it for a minute. Yeah, literally Terrifier, where you're just sitting there and you're like, all right, this should probably, you know, you started cutting them at their crotch. Now you're at the top of their head. You should probably be done by now. Like,
I'll tell you what.
Cut away.
I'll give them props. The scene, and you know, at this point, it's been out long enough. And if you got Shudder, I'm sure it's still there. I'm assuming. But where